I recorded an entire thing and I deleted it. I deleted the entire thing that I just recorded and I was so happy with it, and I'm actually raging. Oh my god, such an idiot. Again, hi guys, it's New Year's Eve and I'm recording because I'm not going out because I fucking overdid it at Christmas as per, but this is a happy video and it's to tell you how, if you're like me, not that I am in any way qualified to give anyone advice on anything, but this is just advice I want to give anyways. If you're feeling like shit after Christmas, like I am, I do this every year. I go all out and then I put on a load of weight and I just feel like crap, and then the new year is kind of like, okay, I'm just going to do it in a year, and I always do. So I'm just going to give you advice on what I do and how it works for me, and I'm going to talk about body positivity in 2020 and all that kind of stuff that I already talked about for the past half hour, and I delete it because I'm actually an idiot. This is just, I want this to be like a bit of motivation for people to get back into it in the new year and just to promote it, health and fitness in a positive way. I'll just start off with how right now I've put on weight. Like I couldn't, like last year or any other year, if I would never admit that I put on weight at Christmas. I'd go into like a massive slump and I'd be mortified if anyone even noticed that I lost weight, but it happens. Like, it's Christmas, and if you're me and you just eat like shit and you overeat completely, then this video is for you. I did a documentary on body positivity in women for my friend Alina that I'm in college with, for her project that she was doing, where I spoke about body positivity and my body and how I feel about myself, which I'm so happy that I did. So I kind of want to elaborate on that because that's only like literally like 20 seconds of me talking because they're not that long. But shout out to Alina, so thank you for being the inspo for my video. So I'll just rewind it back. I was never comfortable with my body, even from the ages of like 3. Young, I was never confident at all. Like, I had a birthmark right here. It wasn't even a birthmark, it was just a massive freckle. It was like all over my face. And kids used to be really nasty about it because kids are assholes. And they used to like say like, oh, you've got chocolate on your face, and like I'd be so self-conscious, and I just always thought I was ugly. As I got older, like older as in like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, my friends were always really thin and tall and tanned and pretty, and everyone always said how pretty they were, and I was always like the runt of the group, and like they were always told like they could be models and all this, and like I was short and not really thin. I was thin, don't get me wrong, I was not a chubby child at all, I was very thin. But I just wasn't tall and thin and like looked like a model, and I knew that from a young age, which is really sad when you think of it. So I was just like, I'm not pretty. And then obviously that got progressed to be worse when you got into secondary school, because I was never comfortable in like certain outfits that all my friends could wear, and I just never thought I was pretty, as you probably gathered from all my other videos. Very low on myself as a teenager. But I went like, I go like this, like that, and so I always hated that about myself. I hated my body, and when I'm looking back at pictures of me, I'm like, wow, you were really skinny. You just compared yourself to different body types, and I'm going to get into that. When you're growing up in the early noughties, the look that was considered beautiful or desired body type at that time was stick thin and tall. It was called heroin chic, which is absolutely disgusting when you think of it. It's basically like you wanted to have the physique and be as skinny as a heroin addict. It was this whole phenomenon that was brought on in the 90s from Kate Moss and Calvin Klein, and that was kind of the look that everyone went for. If you didn't fit that mold, then even like as a child, like I'd look at movies of kids my own age that, and like all girls in movies are always like that, you know, that like typical little girl that's like really thin and like tall, I suppose, for a little girl, and I didn't look like that, and that always killed me inside, and I always wanted to be really thin, and that's what's portrayed everywhere, and like my friends were like that, and I just wasn't. When you're told and when it's drilled into you in every way, not that it was intentional, it's not as if my parents were like, Kiva, you're ugly, you're not gonna be pretty, like it wasn't that, but like when you're with a group of girls and they're getting told how pretty they are and you're not getting that attention, that's very heartbreaking for like a little girl. Okay, I'm editing now, and I just wanted to like make a bit of sense of what I'm trying to portray here or get across here, is that even to young girls, like little girls that shouldn't have a care in the world, we like as a society we were making them feel, well, me in particular, that you had to look a certain way to be socially deemed as pretty or what a little girl should look like. And that's the point I'm getting across, like that I was so young and I was feeling this way, and I was feeling these feelings age 8, whatever, 8, 9, 10, from movies, from TV, from the media, and even from like my own hometown, my own social circles, my own friends and family. Like that's my truth and the way I felt, and I just wanted to make that clear, that it's actually like, it's just messed up that someone so young could have these insecurities and not feel like they are beautiful being that young, is my point. And I feel like I didn't put that across in this part of the video, what I'm trying to portray basically. And so like in my head, like it was very black and white, like you're either pretty or you're not pretty. So there was pretty and then there was me. So I just wasn't in that category, and I just kind of accepted that. That's how you think. Everything is black and white, nothing's subjective, everything is objective, but that's the mind of a child. Like I said, the heroin chic was what I grew up with, and I was not, like it was a supermodel look, and everyone, like, and the one thing was Abercrombie, so obviously I'm a millennial, so we all wore Abercrombie, so like those tight, nice Abercrombie and Fitch pants, and then like the tight like t-shirts with the buttons down here, and like the Abercrombie, like the Abercrombie girl was like this tall, thin, pretty, tan girl, and again short and pale, didn't fit the mold. So that was what's kind of like broadcast to you, and it took me a long time to be comfortable with my body, and I bring these people up all the time, and I'm sorry, but they have such an impact on my life in a positive way. So anyways, run along, next decade, the one that's just up, so that's what I'm going to talk about, is the rise of the Kardashian empire. What the fuck? And this is a huge thing for me, because when Kim Kardashian came on the scene, she was short, she's my height, 5'2", and she wasn't stick thin. And let me just say, I'm not skinny shaming, because I think girls with that physique are very lucky, and I think it's an amazing body shape. But her coming on the scene, and she was considered to have an amazing body because she was curvy. She had big boobs, she had a small waist, and she had massive hips. I don't have big boobs, but I had big hips, and my waist is small, whatever. Okay, like, you don't have to be Adriana Lima to be considered beautiful. Like, you can be Kim Kardashian and be considered beautiful, and I don't mean that as like, obviously I know there are exceptions, but like I said, beauty is subjective. So she was giving off this body positivity for girls that weren't models. They were shorter girls, they were curvier girls, and that was being considered beautiful, alongside the thin model. That was one beauty standard, and then there was the curvier shorter girl, which was another beauty standard. And I kind of broke the mold for there just being one standard of beauty that was considered the desired look to have. It was just, that's a huge thing for someone like me, because it was like am I just going to be considered, I'm not going to be considered pretty or anything, not that like I need that approval, but like just for myself, it was like, oh, okay, I can be pretty. Like, also, if I'm not making it clear, this idea of the Kardashians made me feel comfortable in myself, for me, not for anyone else. As in, I felt that I could be beautiful in myself, and I was confident in myself. There's nothing to do with the approval of anyone else, if I'm not making that clear, just so everyone knows. And it's New Year while I'm doing this. Happy New Year. We're in 2019 now, and obviously there's a lot of body inclusivity, or whatever the word is, with like Ashley Graham breaking that mold for plus size models. Like, she's just considered a model now, she's not a plus size model, because I feel like that's very condescending, and like it's just putting them, it's like, oh, you're a model, but you're this type of model, like you're not a real model, you're a plus size model. Whereas like she kind of broke that mold. What I really liked, what brands are doing now, sorry, fast fashion, whatever, but Fashion Nova, Good American, Khloe Kardashian's brand, what they have now is when you go onto their website and you're looking at a certain item, so say you're looking at jeans, it's not, they have regular jeans and the normal sizes, and then the plus size jeans, which are the same jeans but they're in the bigger sizes. They have them all together, and they don't just have like one model and then the plus size model, they have a variation of models with different physiques, so you can see what the jeans look like on different figures, because like there's not one, it just kind of means that there's not one definition of what beautiful is, and if you're not fitting that exact body shape, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not beautiful. Like, people have different perceptions of beauty. Like, some people might be attracted to someone that's very tall and thin, someone might be attracted to someone that's tall and curvy. Like, you know, it's up to your preference. And like, just even me being on Instagram, I'm like talking about the positive parts of Instagram, because I know, believe me, I know there's negative parts, but like me seeing like fitness people with similar physiques to me, I find that motivating. Like, I'm not going to go on to Jen Selter's page, like I'm not going to go onto their pages and like aspire to be like them. I think, wow, you look stunning with your body. If I want to get motivated, I'll go on to someone who has a similar body to me. Like, don't think I look like her at all, so please don't think I'm getting big-headed, but like I'll go on to someone like Nikki Blackkett's page, just because she's short, she doesn't have like really long legs, she's got like kind of the same kind of legs as me, obviously better version of my legs because she's muscly or whatever. If I want to get motivated, I'm going to look for someone who has the same physique as me, and to be like, wow, look how good they look, I can look that good in my body. I'm not going to go on Gigi Hadid's page and be like, okay, I'm going to look like that, like her body's amazing. Like, it is amazing, don't get me wrong, but that's not that's not, I can't obtain that body, so I'm not going to look there for inspo. I'll look at her and be like, wow, she's stunning, but if I want any inspiration or any motivation, I'll go to someone else. Which is nice that we're breaking that there's only one type of beautiful, which is my point of this. Another thing is, because I was always so self-conscious of my weight until this year, I think 2019 was the best year for me in my entire life, but I had gained weight when I was in Leaving Cert, and I was losing it, and I lost loads of weight, and that was great, but I ended up getting body dysmorphia, where I thought I was fat when I was extremely thin. And this was from looking at other girls who didn't have my body shapes pages. I mean, like, how come I still don't look like that? I've lost all this weight and I'm still not looking like this, I'm still not looking like this. And like, I think I was huge, and I'd weigh myself every week. And if I gained a pound, she could have been muscle. Like, you know, I would freak out and like, oh my god, it's so obvious, blah 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 blah. And I was in a calorie deficit where I was only eating 1,200 calories a day, and I was working out 6 to 7 days a week, which is obviously very not healthy. So my advice for this video is to, if you're going to do like the new year, new you kind of shite, what I'm doing is do it for the right reasons, do it to be healthy. Because when I'm looking at myself now, I'm not as thin as I was, but I feel more confident than I ever have in my life, and I think my body looks better than it ever did in my life. Well, obviously not right now because I just gained all the weight from Christmas, but like pre my birthday. I'm very happy with the way my body looks. I love my figure. Maintaining my weight and losing a bit more so than constantly losing weight and being, it just affects your mentality so much as well. Like, I didn't go out, ask my friends, when I was losing weight, I wouldn't go out for like 5 months, and it was just really unhealthy. Like, I was so obsessed with my body, and I would constantly, like, I just compare, and like, I still wasn't happy with it. I wouldn't even wear a fucking bikini. I was teeny. I'd be more confident in a bikini now, a few weeks ago, than I would have back then, which is crazy. It's all about confidence. That's what I think. If you're confident in yourself, it'll come through, and people will find, like, it's not all about that, but your confidence just makes you have a good body, is the moral of this story. Anyways, gonna quickly wrap this up, but if you want some motivation, what I do is, when I'm like getting back into it, I eat well during the week, Monday to Friday, and then weekends I just pig out. And I've noticed that helps me lose weight steadily, and it helps me with my fitness. So what I'm gonna do tomorrow, because I was meant to start this Monday, but I got sick and I was in bed all day with a migraine, and migraines are the worst things to have because you literally just have to lie there in darkness and get sick and have the worst pain ever in your head. So I did that yesterday, and I knew I was going to record this, and tomorrow I'm just going to go for a run just to get me back into it, have my food prepped, and yeah, I think I'm not like New Year's resolution, but it's always nice to have like a set date to start something. The apps that I use to keep track of my fitness and my levels, I use my notes. When I'm writing down my workout and what weights I've used, like, so I know, like, if I'm doing like bicep curls, I know that I did. If I do like a pyramid, so I'll use like the 5 kg or something for the first one, and then increase it and decrease the sets. But I use the Sweat app, which is the Kayla Itzne's app. I pay for it, but it's definitely worth it. I use the Kelsey Wells program, which is the power program. But no, it's brilliant if you did want some motivation. That's what I do. But I'm going to go for a run tomorrow because I love running. Running is my favourite form of exercise. I find it as like a de-stressor. But I'm going to get back into it now with the new year. Get back to my normal body shape and everything. I just want to promote body positivity, and the idea is that there's not just one kind of beautiful. Everyone, like, there's so many different types. I look at different girls with different physiques and I'm like, wow, her body's class. But it's just interesting because it is all subjective, and like what we consider beautiful now was not considered beautiful 50 years ago. Like, even when you think about it, like Marilyn Monroe was a size 14 or 16, she was really curvy. Like, if she was living in 2001, that would be a completely different story. But I feel like there's not as much pressure to be as skinny. It's a very positive thing, it's not negative. It's just letting everyone know that you can be beautiful. But yeah, I had another thing I wanted to say, but I'm conscious of the time. I only have a minute left to talk. But Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you like this video. And 2020, best year yet. Because I love 2019, but I'll see you next year.